Hello, I'm John Prox on channel John West. I'm having a quantum break adventure. This is Junction 2, business or personal.
The future used to be so clear when I was reliving the past. Once I caught up to the moment I had left, that ended. All I've had to go on since then are the plan and the visions. I knew Jack would come to me. I'd seen that, but I didn't know why exactly, or how it would end.
There he is. You were right.
My visions of the future aren't always clear, but they don't lie.
Speaking of lies, Joyce is saying he's discovered his brother's time machine.
We've spent 17 years looking for it, and he finds it in less than a day?
Does sound unlikely.
Still, we know it's out there somewhere, and we don't know what his brother managed to tell him.
If he really has located the machine, why would he come here and tell you? Smart Money says he's trying to play you.
Maybe, but the machine is out there. It's in our interest to find out where. If Jack knows, I have to talk to him.
Right.
Dr. Joyce could have provided the answer to that question.
William's attitude and knowledge made him a liability.
Is that angry young man going to cooperate any more than his brother did? You remember Jack as a close friend, but that clouds your judgment. Don't make this personal.
It's not.
But
It
don't
can
forget
be.
why we're here tonight.
Oh,
For what
sorry.
happened, our people need reassurance that we're in control. You're the man who could win them over. Let me handle Joyce.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, mate. Alright, there is a computer that I can look at. And I should have several quantum... I should have all the ripples. It says 3 of 8, but I mean, that's...
So you can concentrate on your speech.
Yes.
I know what's at stake here, Martin.
So I'm just going to look around for a computer. I see a computer. Let's look at it and read at the computer. Oh, hang on.
The mansion was an extravagance, but it was useful for events like the gala. And it deflected attention from our nearby R&D facility.
Fair enough.
Dr. Sophia Amaral had taken over our Chronon research department after Dr. Kim's accident. She was the only one who could treat the Chronon syndrome.
Right. From Sophia Amaral to Erica Cross. Why can't everyone read everyone else's emails? So I still read this downwards.
Mr. Joyce is waiting for us down below.
Yeah, you can wait. Right, so to Sophia Amaral from Erica Cross. Who's Erica Cross? Sophia, I realise this may not be a welcome question, but I feel like I need to ask. I knew Henry Kim very well. I went to school with him, and he was actually my husband's best man for my first marriage. Unfortunately, when I moved down to Florida, we didn't manage to stay in touch. Let's just say that life took me into unexpected directions. It was a very welcome surprise to hear from him when he was recruiting new people. I'm glad to say we hit it off again. We spoke on the phone a lot. He came over to meet my wife, and, well, it was like old times. It could have been awkward, but it wasn't. Henry was like that. You can imagine my shock and disappointment when I heard about his death just a week before my own employment at Monarch began. We didn't get to work together the way I'd hoped. Now, Monarch's been very good to me, but his death has been eating at me. I know it's something people don't want to discuss, and I understand that there are confidentiality issues. However, having recently been cleared for some of the more sensitive Chronon research, I can never pronounce that word. I now know the story of his death is a fabrication, and Henry has become something entirely different. I'm not blaming anyone, but for my own peace of mind or sense of closure, I suppose I'm wondering if, given my new security clearance, you are in possession to explain how this came to pass. I should add that I brought this up with Martin Hatch the other day, and he made it clear in no uncertain terms that I should drop the matter. Given that I'm taking something of a chance talking to you about this, I feel like I can't let this go. I understand if you aren't allowed to discuss it, but I'm more than a little scared and upset. I hope I can rely on your discretion either way, Erica. Well, she didn't get that discretion because she had that email. Erica, First of all, my condolences and apologies. I didn't realise you had a history with Henry, and frankly I would not have promoted you into this position had I known. If you would be more comfortable working on something else, I can make that happen. No questions asked. To be clear, I'm not talking about a demotion, I mean a comparable senior position in another department. You are correct in that it's a very sensitive topic, but given your current security clearance, I can tell you that what I know. Unfortunately, I don't know much. For the past 6 months, I myself have been trying to work out what happened, but I haven't made much progress. I know Henry was working late in his lab, and there was some kind of chronon particle surge. Of course, we know that exposure to large quantities of chronon particles can result in physical changes. Paul Serene is an example of that. His first exposure resulted in his extraordinary abilities, extraordinary, as other people like to pronounce that word. His first exposure resulted in that, and his second exposure caused his progressive condition. In Henry's case, that exposure transformed him into a chronon-disrupted wave function subject, or shifter. Ooh. It is, of course, clear that Mr. Serene and Henry's conditions are essentially the same thing, even if Mr. Serene's case hasn't progressed as far. However, it is not all that clear how Henry could have been exposed to such a powerful dose of chronon particles, particularly as the lab area itself underwent none of the temporal changes that have come to associate with such an exceptional event. None of the containers on the scene had remotely enough chronon particle capacity for that higher dose, and furthermore all of them were intact and accounted for. In short, we don't know where these particles could have possibly come from. I'm not surprised that Martin Hatch was unwilling to discuss this. He was the only other person present in the lab when the accident took place, but I don't know why he was there or what happened. He claims to have no memory of the events. Despite this, Martin somehow managed to contain Henry in the artificial zero state field set up in the lab. I am unwilling to speculate as to how this could have possibly have happened. Suffice to say that I have many questions about these events myself. Think about my offer, Erica. You're a first-rate scientist and I would hate to lose you, but I would absolutely understand if you wanted to change departments. Please give my best to your wife. It was lovely to meet her the other week, Sophia. Right. Let's go meet our old friend. And I've barely changed, look at me. 17 years, just a bit of grey. Doing very well. Sorry about that, I had to read an email. What's my email, you understand? I've got to click on the things.
What are these doing here? We should be set up by now.
It's all on schedule. You're micromanaging again.
They've got gift baskets. Don't even twitch, but loads of people are twitching this. I mean, I would, but the Xbox is really annoying for that.
And here you are.
I had to see the lifestyles of the sick and traitorous up close and personal. And it was such a nice invitation.
How do you want to deal with this, Paul?
I feel like I've got two choices. Choose whether you focus on your personal business or the mission. Why?
I could still try to reach Jack and make him see reason. Or I could let Hatch deal with him so nothing would distract me from leading Monarch.
Alright. Hold to show personal.
Up into the past. I tried to change things.
Answer me this question, Paul.
I once trusted Jack more than anybody. It was my only chance to make him understand the truth.
The fuck do you mean nobody got a look at the shooter?
But without me there to give the speech, my empire would start to crumble like a house of cards.
Oh. Serene chooses to focus on his relationship with Jack and let Monarch fend for itself for a while. Or hold to show business.
I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you and I are well aware, Mr. Joyce, with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce.
But my old friend would be a lost cause. Dead and buried, along with the rest of my past. Tonight is a celebration in face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared. Monarch would grow stronger with my presence. The plan would go forward as intended.
Ooh, this is interesting choice. See, I could have him understand, but yeah, I think it has to be business. I've got to make a choice, don't I? Right, the Monarch's more important.
We didn't come this far to get derailed now. You talk to him, find out what he knows.
Right, I got
Then get rid of him.
You're all heart, moneybags.
I know you want to make this all about you and me, Jack. But that's far away in the past now. And I have a speech to prepare for.
Right.
I've seen where this leads. I've been to the end of time, and I've escaped it, all the way to 1999, when it all started. I've tried to change things, but by trying, I only made them happen in the first place.
Right, there we go. Wow, that's an interesting one. 46%. People disagreed with me. I mean, I thought business was what was best for his plans to go with Monarch. And I know I could have cheated and said, oh, well, I don't want him to go the best plans, do I? But, you know, when I'm in his shoes, I'm going to do what's best for him. I think that's the best way to think about it. Anyway, I'm going to click continue, but I think that'll start the episode and I'll let you go. Yeah, well, let's see what the first scene looks like. Oh, this looks really short. I'm going to let you go. Let's hide the controls. Just to say, I've been John Proxy on channel John West. I've been having a quantum break adventure. And I'll see you guys next time.